Hi, beautiful souls. I wanted to get you a video today that's focused on the topic of a metaphor that I use with a lot of clients, and it's called the bridge metaphor. I created the bridge metaphor because it's an image that came to mind for me one day when I was trying to describe the process of how to maintain healthy boundaries in a relationship with someone who we also would like to stay connected with. If you've ever needed to do that, that's a very difficult balance to strike. And as hard as the process is, it's even harder to talk about at times, which is why I love the metaphor. Let's describe a scenario where it's you on this side, the other person on this side, and when you haven't had great boundaries, what it is that you would do is you'd go all the way to the other side of the bridge to try and make contact, to make a connection happen. And once you get there, you would take their hand and pull them all the way to your side of the bridge because you want contact. You're going all the way over onto their territory in order to make it happen. To flip this example, you could still be on this side, the other person on this side. If your boundaries have been too high, this can look like you just staying here on your side, expecting for the other person to somehow maintain the connection without you having to even get on the bridge. Neither scenario is healthy or viable in the long term. Eventually, the both of you are going to grow tired of this scenario. So what's the alternative? The way that I like to describe the alternative in a healthier, more sustainable approach is, again, you're on this side, the other person is on this side. Let's say that you're the one who would like to initiate connection. You come halfway onto the bridge and you signal, hey, I would love some connection. And the other person comes over, joins you halfway on the bridge, and off you go. What this metaphor does is, if you're the one who usually likes to just stay put, it reminds you that if you do want a relationship with this person, you need to get on the bridge. That may be something that you normally never do, so it stretches you. If you're the person who would normally go all the way to the other side and drag this other person back, this reminds you you can't do the work of both people to maintain a connection. Eventually, it would leave you feeling resentful. It would leave you feeling overburdened. And because of this, it would inject toxicity into the relationship. It would start to feel really ungratifying and frustrating. So instead of going all the way over to the other person's side, you imagine what it would look like to go halfway onto the bridge. If I were to try and visualize what halfway looks like in this scenario, what would it be? Would it be me sending a text? How might I word that text so that it doesn't feel as though I'm going all the way over and dragging them onto my side? What this also then allows to shift is that if you normally would go all the way to the other person's side, if you only go halfway, it allows the other person to start to develop aspects of themselves that are relational, that are important to develop in the context of healthy relationships. It sort of puts them in a position of having to do their own work to join you. If you're always going over there and dragging them over, they get to bypass their work, which is to learn how to become comfortable initiating or meeting you halfway. The skill set that develops is critical to a healthy relationship. On an energetic and spiritual level, all of this is very important, and I want to explain why. Imagine that you have a bubble of resource. It surrounds you, and you kind of do, right? You have this energetic bubble. If our bubble contains our resource, we're sort of spilling and leaking resource all over the place when we have allowed there to be rupture in our energy field. The rips and the tears or the holes in our bubble feel very depleting. When we are consistently doing the work of two people to maintain a connection, going all the way over to the other side, or when we're the person who never moves and the other person has to enter our space and essentially violate our boundaries, because crossing all the way over to the other side of someone's bridge is a boundary violation energetically. You're now in their sovereign space doing something for them that they should have been able to choose for themselves. In both cases, it creates energetic rupture, and then we're sort of spilling resource. We start to feel drained. We start to feel annoyed. We start to feel resentment. We aren't able to maintain a sense of fullness and abundance in our essence as a person. And when we're not able to maintain that fullness in our essence, we can't go out and do the things that require our fullness in our essence. We can't tap into really powerful aspects of ourselves that are needed in order to continue to grow, in order to continue to step forward on our timeline in a really powerful way. We're sort of left spinning our wheels because our resource is so drained. We may not even know why. We might just know we feel kind of crappy and we feel kind of stuck and we don't know what to do, and we're also dissatisfied with this relationship. So becoming aware of what's causing rupture and leakage of our resource is so important. And this is just one of those. Relationships are a really important area where we tend to leak resource. So I wanted to share this metaphor as a way to help all of us understand that learning how to interact with one another in ways that honor the overlap and complexity of our shared energy, it takes work, it takes nuance, it takes practice. And it's a topic that ideally we would have been taught as kids, but nobody teaches kids this stuff. This is relationship energetics 101, and yet we don't often really understand or talk about it. We just know the way that it feels when it's off, right? When we have overextended again and again and felt like the dynamic was still not what it could be, and have started to build up resentment, frustration, or we have become a little lazy in our ability to do our part to maintain connections and assumed that the other person would always be the one to pick up the slack. In both cases, that energetic dance is off and is not serving either person in any way, shape, or form. So thinking about this bridge metaphor allows us to really hone in on the specifics, to really visualize for ourselves where it is we tend to go wrong and what we might need to do in order to find that middle ground. So I wonder for you, when you apply this bridge metaphor to a key relationship in your life, what role do you play? Think about a relationship in your life that does not feel great and apply this metaphor to your relationship with that person and see if you can find anything in that dance that has gotten off kilter and that might simply require a little bit of intentionality, discussion, and tweaking if it's a relationship that's important to you and that you want to salvage. Anyway, I hope that's helpful, and I'll come back again soon. Bye.